Okay, good day, guys. My name is Jamie Ayo. I'll be speaking on how to use the CorelDraw system. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to teach you today is that based on the outline we have given out first, we're going to work with our outline. Now, when you launch your CorelDraw, depending on the version of the CorelDraw you're using, the first thing that comes to your screen is the welcome screen, as you can see. So this is my welcome screen on my screen. Okay, and I have the Corel Suits. Actually, I'm using the Corel 2019 subscription. So this is always your welcome screen. So you can easily create your new page by clicking on the plus here, or you come down to your file and see a new document here, right here. So you create a new document, and the document pops up this way. And you also have the names of the document, number of pages you needed for the document, the CMYK, the RGB, the size of the document, and the resolution of it. Now, if you go down to the lesser version of this, you might not be able to get this, but when you click on it, you have the document being created. So right now, I'm just going to click on my OK, and I have my document being created this way. Now, from what you can see on the screen here, I have the untitled document 1, and down here I have the untitled document 2. Okay, so that's just the new document that I've created now. So the next thing I'm going to do is that, like I told you, if you've gotten this, you're going to be working with our course outline. So right now I'm going to navigate you within this document and show you some hidden palettes using the tone and the zoom viewing mode. Now, before we start that, if you're compatible with um, this layout, fine. If not, you can either use the dark layout or you can use the light layout right now. Right now on my screen, I'm using the light layout. So depending on the layout you're comfortable with. Another thing I want you to notice is that whenever you're designing on your screen, whenever you're designing on the screen, you're comfortable with the light layout like this, fine. You're comfortable with the dark layout, fine. Okay, so um, I'm using the light layout right now, but I'm going to teach you how you can um, go back to the dark layout. So our next coming classes, I will be using the dark layout. I will be using the light layout. So now to go back to the dark layout, you come down to your tools, okay, move down to your options, and you click on customization. Okay, don't forget your tools first, the option, then your customization. Now when you click on your customization, the dialog box is going to pop out like this on the screen. So right now we are on the appearance size here, define. So I'm going to come down to this theme. Okay, so on this theme I have light theme right now. So I'm going to choose the dark theme. We have the medium. There's not much difference in the medium. You can see just a little bit dark of the bars, the standard bars. Now when I click on the dark or the black, okay, fine. I'm going to click on the black. So this is what you're going to have. Okay, so it's more or less like Adobe Illustrator. So the next thing you click on OK, then you have it this way. Okay, so if you're comfortable with this theme, fine. And if you really want to go back to the light one, fine. So right now this is my CorelDraw. So I'm going back to the light one. I'm just going to go back to my tools. Okay, click on my options and customization. Then I'm going to go back to the light theme and click on OK for my lighting. So today I'm going to be using the lighting for everyone. Now that is one. So this is my page now on my CorelDraw. This is my full page on CorelDraw, and the size of this page can be gotten here, which is what A4. So you can choose the size of this page here to increase. But when you talk about this, maybe as time goes on. Now the next thing I want to talk about is my toolbox now. Right on my left side of the screen right now, I have my toolbox right now. So these are all the tools we're going to be learning them one after the other. Okay, so these are all my toolbox here. Now when you place your mouse on each of these toolbox, there is always a name attached to each tool and try to tell you the function of what it does. For example, now let's take a look at this. There is a shape tool, and the F10 on your keyboard tells you you can actually select the shape tool with the F10 on the keyboard. You can edit a curved object or text character by manipulating nodes with the shape tool. And let's come down here now. Let's come down here. We have the text tool. So if you want to type the text tools with shortcut, you use the F8. And what does the text tool does? So the text tool add and edit paragraph and artistic text. Okay, so you can always get that here right now. Okay, now number of screens I'm working on is just two. We have this untitled document and untitled document 2. Excuse me. Right now on the right side of my screen where my mouse is actually is where we known as the color palette. Okay, so this color palette, when I drag it down here, when you move your mouse here and you have a four-sided arrow, you can easily click your mouse down, right, and you drag it out. So when you drag that out, you can see this. This is a color palette. This is a default color palette. We're going to be talking after them one after the other as time goes on. So I'm going to take that back to my. I'm going to take that back. Sorry. Okay. So that has been fixed right now. So now the next thing I need to do is our 5 page here, right? Then we have our standard and our formatting bar here. Then we have our status bar down here on the screen where the mouse is. Now CorelDraw has a lot of space for you to design. You can actually design on this screen here and bring down everything to your page. You can actually design here and bring everything down here. So you have a lot of space to do that. And we have our zoom tools whereby you can zoom all your page more forward for you to see, or you can zoom out for that. Now each application each application has their pages. For example, in Microsoft Word, you have to scroll down to get to your pages, but over in CorelDraw, your pages is down here. So if I'm creating another page down here, I need to right click on this and then insert a new page after or before. You can duplicate the page with the content inside. So now when I click on page after, and I'm just going to have 2 pages. So this is page 1 and this is page 2. Now let me show you the difference. Now on page 1 I have a box like this. So this is rectangle for page 1. Then on page 2 I have circle. I have a circle for page 2. Okay, so remember I said page 1 down here is have a box, a square shape, and page 2 we have a circle shape. So I decided to differentiate the page. So we'll be looking at this one after other. Now for everything you draw on your CorelDraw, there is always a size attached to it. Now this page here is an A4 size. So when you click up here on the screen, so that is the size of this A4. Okay, and this size is in mm, which is millimeter. So if you are used to millimeter, centimeter, inches, feet, yard, so on and so forth in units, you can easily select this, okay, and select the one you can work with. For example, now inches, okay, we're good in using the inches, fine. So the inches of the millimeter converted to inches is just 8.2 inches, okay, and the height is just 11.69 inches. Okay, so fine. Now remember I drew a box here now. Now when you click on that box on this screen, like just like we have done right now, okay, now the size of this page disappear and it shows you the exactly size of this box. Okay, so the size of the box here is what now? It's 5.325 and the height is what? 4.69689. Now I really wanted to notice something now when you're designing. If you looked at this screen, okay, it looks like a square, but the computer is telling us right now that this is not a perfect square. So you can't use your imagination to just draw on the keyboard and assume that is a perfect. Okay, so the computer saying that, hey guy, this is not really a perfect one. So now how do I get a perfect square? So I can click on this and click this 5 on my keyboard, right? And 5 inches. So I hit the enter keys on my keyboard, and so this is a perfect square on the screen now. So this is a perfect square on the screen now. So please note that. Okay. Now we're talking about the orientation of the page. The orientation of this page is in portrait. How do I know that? Portrait is always standing straight. Okay. And landscape is always sleeping. So this is landscape. So you turn the landscape orientation this way. So if you wanted the opposite way, which is going to be portrait, click it. Sometimes your design can be in portrait, and sometimes you want to design in landscape. So these are the ways you can actually work on this. Now, after that, then we have down here, we have all pages. How do you want this to be? Do you want to apply all this to all the pages? For example, let's look at the down page here. Now, this is just page 1. Now, what happened to page 2? Page 2 is already a landscape too, so you have to note that. So this is applied to all pages, right? Now let's go back to page 1. Now in page 1 now, I want this just to be in the current one. Okay, so I want page 1 to be in portrait, right? And I go back to page 2. I want page 2 in landscape. So this is going to remain like that. Okay. So if I do the opposite way around, I want portrait here, right? And I want landscape. So see, for page 1 right there, down here is going to be in landscape, and page 2 here is going to be in portrait. So as time goes on, you see why all these are needed. So right now I'm going to introduce you guys to tools and how we make use of the tools. At the end of this video, you guys should be able to draw um, a, some flats which I'm going to drop down for you, your group. So let's go ahead now. Now, before we do that, now I need to save this document on the screen. And how do I do that? How do I save this document on the screen? How do I save the document on the screen? So now you're going to come down to your file, right at the left side of the screen, okay, and you click on save. Okay, so when you click on that, you decide to be patient for the dialog box to pop out this way. I believe everybody knows how to say, but I still need this. Okay, so fine. Now, where you saving your document to? I'm saving this on. I'm going to save it in the folder called Neptune. Okay, and the file name. Now, let's go through it. The file name is on title 2, which is this document I'm saving right now. Okay, so what was going to change it now? I'm saving this as a class underscore 1. Okay, so now you are saving this as what? The CDR, which is what? Computer is recognizing this as what? As a CorelDraw file. This is computer is recognizing this as a CorelDraw file, and you can see that the kind of files you're saving as saving as a CorelDraw file. We're going to talk about this template, Adobe Illustrator, the CMS, Adobe Illustrator, the Wave, and every other thing one after the other as time goes on. Okay, so for present right now, I'm just going to save on CorelDraw, and I'm going to click on save. Now watch this. Now when I click on save, watch what is going to happen. When I click on save, what is going to happen right now? Okay, so happen, loading up. Good. Now you can see the file has been changed to what's now class 1. File has been changed to class 1. So that's the name of my new document. So I'm going to take you down to navigate here right now. So I've showed you some of this navigating within the document and zoom and move. So right now I'm going to creating the basic shape. So using this drawing tool. So now we're going to draw rectangles, circles, polygons, and lines. You're going to set object and fill the outlines. You're going to copy object and the attributes. Okay. Now that's going to take me down to intro to the CorelDraw. Okay. So I'm going to put this down on the links. You can read that. The CorelDraw is a graphics and drawing program that is a vector-based um, application that is being developed by a company based in Canada, and it's called Corel. So you guys can read that yourself and look that. So the first thing I'm going to do is this now. I will look at these tools here. So this is toolbox here on my screen, and there's the first toolbox here. So what is the first toolbox here? So this is pick tool. Okay, so the pick tool here is this tool allows you to pick or select the object and transform it. You can position the object to. Okay, so now let's go back to our CorelDraw. Now this is exactly the pick tool. Now what does the pick tool does? From the screen here, you can see the pick tool selects, position, or transform objects. Okay, so let's go to the second tool right now, which is the shape tool. The shape tool, if you want to edit shape of objects using chosen by the pick tool, then you can use these tools. Okay, all right, so let's go. So this is the shape tools. Now this is the shape tool. Say the shape tool edit a curve or a curved object or text character by manipulating the nodes. Okay, fine. Now, so when you click on this, you can select it right now. Okay, and remember, select right position or transform an object. So selecting right now, and I can take this out and then take it out. Anything, I can move this right here, and I can use my pick tool while holding the mouse. Okay, can reduce this like this, and I can make it bigger like this. So the pick tools is used for all this. So I can take this back to my to the center of my page this way. Now another thing again I can do is sorry, I don't like this. Okay. All right, now this is a circle, right? Let me go to my page one. So I can do the same thing down here too. And make my box smaller. I can move my box to the edge. Yeah, I can move it onto this edge right now. Okay, and I can put it at the center. So I'm going to be using the tools to do that. Now, also, you can also use this pick tool to transform an object. Now, this object, it's a square, right? A perfect square. We can see that on the screen here now because I'm dragging from the edges, so all the sizes, the width and the height adjust. Okay, so now when I click this twice, now one, then click it again twice, then it transform my object. Okay, so which simply means that with this arrow this way, you can use it to rotate my object this way, and rotate my object this way, and rotate my object this way. Now the rotate is coming from this circle here, right? Now if I want to rotate down here, I click this circle here. This is my mouse outside. So when you move your mouse to this area, you have a plus sign. Click and hold your mouse, right, and drag it down. So which simply means that you don't want this object to rotate at the circle again. You want it to rotate here. Okay, so right now, what's going to happen? You're rotating from this particular direction. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this way. Alright, so that's what it does. Now, anytime you rotate an object, check right here on this screen. Okay, this object is rotating. You get it now. So when you're designing, I'm designing right now. I'm going to delete this now, and I have a box this way. Remember, I said CorelDraw deals with measurement right now, and I want to rotate this circle in 45 degrees. I need to press 45 degrees here and hit my enter keyboard. So this object right here has been rotated in 45 degrees. So this is what it does. And then if you are rotating manually, you double click twice, like I said, and you use this particular object to rotate. Okay. Now let me go back to the tools. So we have the free transforming tools. Alright, sorry, the shape tool now. Now on the shape tool, what do we use the shape tool for? I have a circle this way now. Sorry, a rectangle this way. And when I click on my shape tool, and immediately you click on your shape tool, we have nodes. These are called nodes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you can use this node this way. Okay, remember that this is a rectangle, right? Now, because I've clicked on my shape tool, I have used the node here to work now to form a rounded rectangle on the screen right now. A rounded rectangle on the screen right now. Alright. So, and when you're done with it, you can click on your picture. Like I told you, you can move this out of this box and you can also move this in. Alright. Alright, so now let me click my shape to how many nodes do I have now? So I have 8 nodes now. So this is 2, 4, 6, and 8 right now on the screen. So when I move this backward, I'm going to have my 4 nodes now. Okay. So these shape tools, these are just what I can do to this particular box right now. So the same thing when I have my circle, I'm limited to my design with these nodes. Now if I even want to go outside of this box, I need to convert this particular box to a curve, to a language that this shape tools understood, and you'll be able to work on that. So, but we are coming to that soon. Okay, I'm gonna delete that and go back. So we have the free transform tools. The free transform tools. These tools are, we have a smudge brush and then we have a roughing brush. So these tools allow you to alter the image object with the help of rotating angle, rotating free and resize, and also let it to blend the image structure. Alright, so let's go back to our classes now. Now, what do we do here now when we have a rectangle on the screen now? So now when you see a small dotted arrow facing downward, simply means when you move your mouse there, you click it and put it, you have the smooth and we have the roughing, the smudge and the roughing brush. Okay, so smooth brush, the roughing brush, and the smudge. Now when I click on the smudge, I can easily drag the shape out of this box this way. Okay, so you should have the shape out of this box this way, and when you click and this box is selected, okay, smaller, and you apply your color down here. The shapes that I dragged out right here is your color. It's also appearing there. Alright. So when I click on this smudge brush, so the smudge brush changes the shape of an object by dragging along its outline. Now for every toolbox you selected here, there is a property attached to that toolbox. Okay, so you can see this 0. Now when I make this 9, and it's going to look different from others this way. Uh, pen pressure. Alright, let me increase this. I think so it will look more bigger. And you could be asking yourself, oh, am I going to use this? Yes, you're going to use part of the design. When you get to that bridge, you are going to cross it. Okay, so that was a smudgeboard dodge. All right, let's have another rectangle this way. Give it yellow. Giving the rectangle, just select your item and apply color down here. So over here we have our roughing brush. Now we have read in the book there that the roughing brush here is these tools let you to change as well, distort outline shape of a sketch in general with engaging the show line. So right now I want to make something at this edge now. This is it. Very rough edge. Okay? Yeah. See, right? Now when I increase the pen pressure, it's gonna be different from here. You know? Can you see that? Now when I increase it, the rough edges pressure is gonna be different too. So these are all designs, and we're going to make use of that. Now I'm not going to take audio today because I'm just going to take those ones that are more important right now for the first class assignment. Okay, we have the crop tool. I'm going to leave this for a while. The crop tool. We have the zoom tools, and then we have the crop tool now right now. But pardon me for the tools that I've taken you this night. Today, I'm going to click on the rectangle tool. So we use this rectangle. We have two tools there. We have the rectangle and we have the point rectangle tool. Okay, so better have this, okay, like a straight line. That's the point rectangle tool that I'm going to drag down. Okay, that's it. That's it. Delete. I'm going to use this rectangle, which is F6, and I'm just going to drag my box. So this is my box. Now when I'm done with that, I can always click on my pick tool to select this box this way, move it this way, and select the color for it. Okay, so there's a color for that. Now, when you're using the higher version of CorelDraw, for every color you selected here, it's always having a memory down here, keeping it for you, right? So, just going to break some rules to do some things. Now, to carry out the first assignment now. So this is the first one I've done, so I can rotate this and break it down. Okay. Now, I there's an arrow down here facing the right side of the screen. When you press this arrow, it's going to give you all your colors. So these are all the colors right here, right now. And this is selected, so I'm going to give this a pink. Then it's a pink up there. And the colors hidden right now, for example, now like the deep yellow. You can see that outside, but when you select down here, you can always have that. And then there's your arrow down here to scroll your colors up back. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do now is we're going to design some flags. Okay, so the first flag we're going to design is a Nigerian flag. And in Nigerian flag we have the green, white, green. So how are we going to do that now? The green, white. Now CorelDraw has what we know as grid lines for your measurement. Now you can just coming up fine in your mistakes. You can do your mistakes fine. So it's good that way, okay? You're just learning. But as time goes on, getting professional jobs outside there, you need to make sure your work is properly dimensioned. That is very good. That's what they call graphics. That's graphics. That's nature. That's graphics. Okay? This with measurement. Now, when you move your mouse down here to this ruler, You can see the ruler at the top right here and on the left side. So you can see anyone down here and you can see anyone down here. So you move your mouse to this ruler point here, anywhere here, click and pull, then you drag. Wow, there's a blue line coming out. This is known as a grid line. Now, this grid line, like I told you, for everything that appears here, there is always a property for that. Okay, so the X now, and this is for the Y. Same thing. Okay, so you drag down in order to get your measurement. Okay, so this is for the Y and this is for the X. So this is a grid line. I can set the position, the color, and the attribute for this grid line. But the default color is blue when it is unselected, but when it is selected, it is red. Okay, so it's not that. So now you can drive as much as many grid lines you want to. You can drag as many grid lines you want to. Okay, drag as much as many grid lines. And you can drag. This grid line is just measurement to measure how you placed your objects. And when you no longer need them again, you can easily click on any one of them and press a delete on the keyboard. Okay, to do that, press a delete on the keyboard. So the first thing I'm going to do right now is I'm going to design the Nigerian flag. Okay, so Nigerian flag. And don't worry about this. As time goes on, we're going to be working with more of measure. So now the first thing is rectangle, and I want to have the Nigerian flag. Okay, all right, the green and the white. Right. So you all know the rules. I need a copy of this, right? So I'm going to come down here and have a copy. That's the green. I need a copy first. So let me take the color off. Right. So the first one. So I'm going to duplicate or copy and paste. So coming down here, I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste it. So, paste. So I have two boxes. Okay. So I'm holding my shift key to drag it straight online. Okay. And so let me duplicate this to 2. All right. So there's a shortcut for blending it up here and moving it closer, but don't worry, but we'll get there. Pick it up. So you can see on this screen right now, this is down right. Okay. Now I want this to be at this top here. So this 2 box is selected this way, and I'm just going to use my arrow key to drag it up for the first time. And so the same thing here, I'm going to use my arrow key first. I don't want to start with the shortcut first. Alright, so I zoom back my page. Now I use my zoom key to zoom to the top of this page in order for me to see. And that's going to take me in order to take you guys this zoom tools. Now what the zoom tool does is that it change the magnification of the levels of the document. So when you click on this right now, you can easily the area you want to bring closer to the screen, you can easily click and drag, and it's going to move forward. So you can see 1 and 2. Okay, I'm going to click back my pick 2 and select this so that I can just move it. Okay, so that's it. Now when you want to go back to your normal page, you click on your zoom tools right, and there's a property. Okay, so this is seeing the whole page. When you click this, it goes back to the whole page, right? So now, first flag here is going to be green, white, green. Now this is not white, but it looks like white, but it's not. That's not been filled up. Okay. So the first one here, I'm going to look for my green color, green, right? And then same thing down here, green, and the middle one here is going to be white. Yeah, this is a white color. All right, so this has been filled up now. So I have a green, white, green, and that is a Nigerian flag. Okay. So now I'm going to click on 1, 2, 3. Now when I try moving this to become one, if I move this, this is going to go along. So I have to hit my command key on the keyboard whenever I made a mistake, and that's going to be what now? Undo. Everybody familiar with undo, redo. Okay, so undo here right now is Ctrl Z. So I'm pressing the Ctrl Z on the keyboard for this. I'm gonna go back. So now I need to take this white out. Okay, so this let me take these lines off. I don't even want to look to make it looks like a drawing. Okay, so I need to take this line off, and that's gonna take me down to when you click on this and you right click on your mouse, it's gonna take the line off. This is so when you right click here, I don't need the line. Okay, I'm gonna put that side here. So the line down here, I don't need the line. Now let me show you a sample where I've done right now. The circle, and I have since you can see the line is thick white. So the circle here is filled up with yellow, and this is a black line. Now I need this line to be blue. Right click, I'm gonna right click it. So when I right click on my mouse, I'm gonna have blue. Now right click here, I'm gonna have navy blue. Now right click here, I'm gonna have red. Okay, but when you click, you're filling the object inside. Okay, you click, you're filling the object inside, but when you right click, you're filling the object outside. Now if you don't really need this line, again you just need this white, then you can come down here to this and the same just right click. So it's going to take the lines off and go without just only the object being filled up. Okay, that's just a sample for you. So right now that I'm done, I need to group these three rectangles, which is the flag of Nigeria, to become one. And how do I do that? Bring my mouse up here. I'm going to click it, hold it right down, okay, and drag a blue box to cover the O flags up, okay, the O flag up or the O, the rectangle up. Okay, so when I'm done with that, I'm going to leave it. Then see my notes popping out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can simply hit Ctrl G on your keyboard, or you can right click and scroll down and click on group. When you see that, just Ctrl G. When you've done that, you can easily move this flag down here. Okay, and you can resize the flag just like the normal way. Uh, we have our use box here. You can reshape this. You can reshape the flag. Shape flags. Okay. You can move these around. So the same thing if you're going to draw the other flags. Just have to be very careful. Draw the other flag this way. For example, maybe Ghana. I'm just going to use my shortcut, copy and paste these this box down there. Going to move it down. Okay. When you hold the shift key, it's going to walk along in the y direction, and this is the x direction. Okay, x direction, and this is the y direction. Okay, it's going to work in x and y direction. Then you hold the shift key for the keyboard, so you can have a perfect placement. So the same thing with this copy and paste. So I'm going to do the same thing down here. Hold my shift key on the keyboard and I have it done. So I can select the color for this red. The yellow, and black. Okay. So remember this chimney again, Ghana. You can select all this together and come down here and right click. So I'm not going to have any line for this. So the same thing to, I can select all this together and hit my Ctrl G to make it one so that I can move by Ctrl G. So I can easily move this across and place it at this end. So this is the first thing we're going to do now. I'm going to send this document to you guys to see. So we're going to be using them. So today I've taken you some of these tools I'm going to use first. So next, I would like you guys to work more and do some of the flags. So this is the second flag, so you can place it down here. Okay, you can do more of the flags anywhere around, or you can work right here and place your flag on this page. Place your flag on this page. The flag on it. So I've done two of the flags. Okay, this way. So when you have more flags, you can do that. Going to my zoom tools and zoom the whole object. Okay, so fine. Now, when you are done with the design of all the old flags and you are sending it on the group, the WhatsApp group, the next thing I want you to do is when your mouse is selected, the zoom tools, okay, just drag a box, cover the whole page of this way. It's going to come closer to you and hit your F9 on the keyboard. So when you hit the F9 on the keyboard, you're going to see everything on your page without excluding your bars, your zoom tools, your toolbox, your color palette, your status bar. You're not going to see anything. So this is what you're going to see on the screen. So this is what I need to see. Then you can easily take your mobile phone and snap this and put it on the group. So this is going to tell me you've actually carried out your assignment. So when you want to go back, just a little click on the mouse. It's going to take you back to your page. Then you can always select this, which is Shift F4 to go back to the and see the old size of your page. I think this is where we're going to end the class for today. So when I'm going to give you an assignment for all the rest, and when you're done, send it to us and we continue. Um, if you have any challenges in as a design, then simply private chat us and we're going to show you how you can navigate yourself around this. So the flags I'm going to give you just a simple flag, so you're going to be designing first, then others as time goes on will begin the complicated one. So now I want to notice this now. There is an asterisk down here which simply tells you you've not saved your document, and it's always good to save your document. So now I've saved this right now, so I'm just here, I'm just going to hit my file and I'm going to click on save. Okay, I'm just going to click on save for that. Okay, so I have saved this document right now. So that's the end of the class for today. I think the assignment, I said if you have any other thing. So all what I have done today is just on page one right now. Remember what I have on my page two is just a circle. So let's see. Can you see that now? So this is my page two. So this is just my page one. Okay, so you can design other space and kind of saving it. Okay, so thank you very much and have a good